Hey everyone, happy Sunday. It's Sari from the Spiritual View. It is Sunday, November the 10th, and we are one day out from the 1111 portal. So, welcome. If you're new to the channel, we are a collaborative effort of seven lovely souls who've come together to share their spiritual gifts. We do daily content. I have Sundays, and I like to call them serene Sundays, not Sari, but serene for the peace that Sundays can bring us as a day of rest and reflection. And we come together 2 days a week on Mondays and Fridays, Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have a monthly collaboration effort, if you will, to share information and share learning as we're all learning and growing together as one community. So welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, and share. And today is going to be interesting because in advance of tomorrow's portal, I wanted to ask Spirit, what is your guidance to us about how do we access and tap into our spiritual gifts? And I've been talking to a lot of people today who've been experiencing kind of some divergence in the energy, some real highs and lows within self, but also within people around them. And sometimes that can be a real downer, a Debbie Downer, if you will, for tapping into your own gifts. Because if you cannot resonate with the vibration of your gifts, it's hard to tap into those. So I'm going to use a little bit of tarot, but I am using today something that's called the Book of Runes. And runes are symbolic of the Vikings, and this is old Scandinavian energy. So these are a number of symbols. I'm going to hold these up to you just to show you. Some of you may use these already, but these are symbols. And what's fascinating is I was drawn to these, and I have been seeing these symbols in my meditations for, I would say, the last couple of years. And I've had other symbols come in, things like math symbols. I recognize pi, but I recognized these symbols when I was in a store, a mystic store, and I was drawn to buy the runes. And so I've been studying the runes, and so they're part of the ancient Scandinavian culture, and they are associated with the Vikings. But they're a set of symbols that really help. I guess, foresight, but also help ground and get you in tune with your vibration and your intuition. And it says the Book of Runes is offered as a handbook for the spiritual warrior. And so, as we talk about the theme today, spiritual warrior is definitely appropriate. And so, they said the Book of Runes is non conventional. And the runes in their contemporary use serves the spiritual warrior whose only quest is to do battle with the self, and the one whose goal is to self-change or to improve upon self. They quote the sacred Hindu text, the Bhagavad Gita. I'm probably botching this, but it's the Hindu Bible. And it says it well in chapter 6, verse 5. Lift up the self by the self, and don't let the self droop down, for the self is the self's only friend, and the self is the self's only foe. So I think there's higher wisdom in that says we are our own best friend, but at times we get in our own way. So how do we be spiritual warriors, and how do we use the runes to give us guidance of our spiritual path? And as we are being our own spiritual warrior, how do we not get in our own way of our progress and our expansion? So I've been studying the symbols, and I asked the question to Spirit this morning, Spirit, what guidance do you have for us as it relates to opening up our spiritual gifts and expansion of those as we look at this portal? What can we look forward to perhaps tomorrow that can help us open up our third eye, open up our sense of knowingness to our spiritual gifts and our expansion of that? So I went ahead and pulled some runes, and I'm going to show you. You pull them out of the bag, and I'm doing, and you can see they all have different symbols and they mean different things. So I've been working with these. So I pulled a spread that basically starts with what is the situation, then what's the challenge, and then what is Spirit's message in terms of action that we should be taking. So I'm going to go with this And the first rune that I pulled looks like kind of a Z. And it stands for defense. So this is a situation that you may find yourself in, kind of an overview or context of what's going on with your spiritual gifts. And I'm going to read you what has come out. It says, defense, avertive powers, the U tree. As we are tested, we fund the power to avert blockage and to defeat. At the same time, we develop in ourselves an aversion to the conduct that creates stress in our lives. If there is an obstacle in your path, consider that even a delay may prove beneficial. So, if some things have not been working out for you, some gifts have not come forward, or you have felt blocked, what this rune is saying symbolically is that's actually okay, and that a delay is part of the process. They said, do not be overly eager to press forward, for this is not the time or the situation that you can make your influence felt. Patience is the counsel that is being offered. Nothing hectic, no acting needy, or going after a desired outcome. So this rune speaks to the challenges that arise at the beginning of a new life. It's a time of waiting, perseverance, and foresight. So if you have not felt that you have progressed or that you actually know what your spiritual gifts is, what this rune is telling us and telling you that actually patience and letting it unfold is the path to success. And sometimes the ability to surrender and relax and not push too hard. I know when I push too hard, universe gives me a bitch slap right back. So I would tell you the message that we are getting here is that patience, perseverance, and foresight are your best friends right now, and you are where you need to be. And if you felt frustrated, that's absolutely part of the process, because in that builds resilience and builds patience. So that when the path is made clear, we can take that action and move forward, and we will have the foresight to know that this is exactly what is on our path. The next rune that I chose is fertility, okay? And this rune is representative of the challenge. And this says fertility, new beginnings, Ing, the hero god. That's what this symbol stands for. This rune is akin to the moon, the intuitive part of our nature, with its urge towards harmonizing and adjusting in the sphere of personal relationships. The completion of beginnings is what is required. Drawing this rune may mark a time of joyful deliverance of a new life or a new path. So part of the challenge with this is, are you resisting it? Are you acting in faith and demonstrating patience to allow it to unfold and to let spirit bring to you when it's time for you to understand what the gift is or when you're supposed to take action? This is a rune of great power, and receiving it means you now have the strength to achieve completion, resolution, from which comes a new beginning. Above all, completion is crucial here. It may be timely that you complete some project now, so make this a priority. Perhaps a difficult state of mind or challenge can be clarified or resolved. So this is a clear message that in order to allow these new beginnings in the fertility of the moon, the flow, we have to be in the flow, and we have to let go of maybe our preconceived notions of what people told us what success looked like in our spiritual gifts. Many of us are being told by our guides and also learning that there are going to be new modalities of healing, new modalities of working with energy and working with the soul, and that many of these modalities don't even have a name yet. So if you ask for what your job's going to look like or what gift you have, that may still be in formulation. And so part of this is being open to the new, letting go of the old, and not holding on to there's only one way to describe or to have this spiritual gift that you're going to share with others. And the last rune that I pulled is, what is Spirit's message of action that we need to take? Never pulled this one before, and you see that it's blank, okay? Now, blank means here unknowable, all right? So I'm going to read you what unknowable is. It says, unknowable, the divine, Odin, the all-father. Blank is the end, blank is the beginning. This is the rune of total trust and should be taken as exciting evidence of your most immediate contact with your own true destiny, which time and time again rises like the phoenix from the ashes of what we call fate. The appearance of this rune can portend a death, but death is usually symbolic and relates to any part of your life that you are living now. Relinquishing control is the ultimate challenge for the spiritual warrior. And I know relinquishing control is hard for me to do because I want to control what I ask the universe to bring me, but I also want to control how it comes to me. And that's not how this works. So let me repeat this again. Relinquishing control is the ultimate challenge for the spiritual warrior. Here, the unknowable informs you that it is in the motion of your life. In that blankness is held undiluted potential. At the same time, both pregnant and empty, this rune comprehends the totality of being, all that is to be actualized. This may bring to the surface our deepest fears. Will I fail? Will I be abandoned? Will it all be taken away? And yet, our highest good and our truest possibilities and all our fertile dreams are held within that blankness. That is so cool. The unknown represents the path of karma, the sum total of your actions and their consequences, the lessons that are yours for this lifetime. And yet, this rune teaches you the very depths of old karma shifts and evolving as you shift and evolve. Nothing is predestined. And what we've been talking about, the transition to the new earth energies, is about shifting to living in the present moment, where the past becomes less relevant because it's the past, and the future we don't worry about because we are living in the present moment, laying down those paver stones one experience at a time, and we're actually creating and manifesting our future one step at a time. Now, it's a wonderful message, and this is Spirit's message from the runes. We've got to be able to let go. We've got to be able to start the new beginning. And this oftentimes is surrender to what the universe wants to bring us and to relax into our gifts. And then this is like the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, that we are going through a death process of the old in order to bring in the new. And the new can look different than what we might anticipate or what we've been told we needed to be doing as it relates to our spirituality and our spiritual gifts. And Spirit is asking us to let the divine bring in that guidance. So I think the message for each of us is as we go into this portal to keep your heart open to what needs to be surrendered and to relax into what the universe wants to bring us and not to control or try to control the outcome of what you ask the universe to bring, but also how it manifests itself to you. The last card I drew today, I felt drawn to pull a card from the Rume Oracle. It's amazing how consistent the messages are. The card that I pulled is a number 1 card. It says Beyond Death and Life. So very consistent with the themes of what Spirit's guidance is. The message from Rume is footprints lead to the shore of the sea. Beyond that point, no trace remains, from Rume. And this is a card of death and transformation. It says, here you are as an old soul at the edge of something you've known. At the cusp of an ending is a new beginning. Perhaps you're already in surrender and falling in, or perhaps you were in fearful and resistance as you greet your unknown destiny. Yet this moment is happening because your own divine soul has chosen for it to be this way, so that love may grow. There is no punishment in any ending, nor is there anything to fear. Yes, there could be pain and grief and loss. There may be uncertainty and even insecurity. Yet you have a heart big enough to bear such growing pains. Your heart is even big enough to receive the joy that is lying in wait for you as you stumble across her in the course of your travails into this new life. Scoop her up into your arms and spin her wildly about as she delights in your embrace, throwing her head back and laughing her vibrant, contagious laughter, filling you with the divine. Yes, you shall know the truth. The knowledge that the divine is with you guiding every unfolding moment of your life journey. No matter how dark it may first appear, the divine is with you in unflinching generosity, with compassion, and with fierce passion for your blossoming into all that you are, all that you can be. So, what you must do to receive this divine grace? You must be willing to face death. It may be death that has come to you in the form of loss of a loved one. It could be. It could be metaphorical in the sense of endings, a financial ending, a professional ending, a relationship ending. But again, this reminds us that we have to end the old to bring in the new, and to do not have fear, but to welcome Spirit's guidance. We have many archangels who are surrounding us along this journey, and many of you have called upon Archangel Michael for strength and protection. Call upon Archangel Michael to assist you, but I'm going to pull one last card of who is the archangel as we go into this portal tomorrow, who is watching out for us and who is guiding us to help release the old and to bring in the new. This is, oh, wow. This is Archangel Lavender. All right. And it says, prepare for soul healing, forgive and release everyone. That's a beautiful message. It says, she is the twin flame of Archangel Mariel. She is his divine feminine aspect and shares his magnificent retreat over the mighty Himalayan mountains. Her gentle lavender light enfolds people in loving, purifying healing. When your soul star chakra is opening, expanding, and starting to light up, she approaches you to help understand your gifts and ancient knowledge so that you can use them wisely. It says, choosing this card indicates that you are ready to bring back the gifts, talents, and wisdom that you have earned on your soul journey. In order to do this, forgive everyone and everything that has hurt you in this life or any other. Again, strengthen your intentions by affirming, I forgive everyone and everything that's ever hurt me in this lifetime or other lifetimes. Use Archangel Lavender for her wisdom to help anyone who is blocking you to release you. So we're getting great messages of release, of surrender, of transformation, of closing the old and allowing the new, but also having the patience and resilience to let the universe and spirit bring it in the way that spirit wants to bring it. Because if we open up to the possibilities, our small brains, or at least my small brain, oftentimes is limited. And when we trust spirit, Spirit is always going to bring us what we need beyond our wildest dreams and desires. We just have to get out of the way. And again, this is around the spiritual warrior, the book of runes. And again, I'm going to go back to the text, the Hindu text that was quoted that talks about the biggest thing that we're experiencing is we are in our own way. And so this is a message. What are we doing that's enhancing our journey? Are we actually allowing spirit to guide us, or are we getting in our own way? I'm going to end by this Hindu text from the Bhagavad Gita from chapter 6, verse 5. Lift up the self by the self. Don't let the self droop down, for the self is the self's best friend, and the self is the self's only foe. Don't be your only foe. Let spirit drive the boat. And there's a movie I've quoted before. It's an American movie that had Jessica Tandy in it and Morgan Freeman called Driving Miss Daisy. And she bossed him around and he was her driver. And he very politely would say, please sit in the back seat and let me drive. So this is very much like the chariot. Put your hands inside the car and let spirit drive the car, and don't try to predetermine the outcome, and surrender to what spirit wants to bring you, which is just the beauty of your spiritual gifts. Sending you lots of love today. Thank you for watching. This is a message for Sunday the 10th, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow on the live, and hope that the portal experience tomorrow that we'll be talking about will resonate for you. Again, thank you again for being a subscriber of the channel. Please give us your comments, like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you here again tomorrow for our collective live reading, which will be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Much love and happy Sunday, and please stay calm and serene. Okay, thanks.